Hey Soon, welcome to this After Effects demo. It's going to be super simple and basic, so yeah, no worries. So first thing I'm going to do is get a file in there. So you can just click and drag and your shit appears in here. Right here, like there's options in your library. This is to make a folder. You can make like little nap parts thingies. And anyways, right now you don't actually have like anything here. You have to make your scene before you start animating in it. Scene is what it's called in Flash, but it's called a composition in After Effects. And so set it to 1280, 720, whatever your frame rate is on 24, and make sure it's on square pixels. Here for the duration, make sure it's at least like a minute or so, or if you know how long your thing is, put it in. So yeah, here's my composition. I'm gonna go into my maps and I'm gonna drag my first item down here. And I got this grass. I can click and drag it, and yeah. So I'll introduce all this shit around you. Here's your basic tools. You can figure out what this is. Actually, here. This, what's not self-explanatory. Okay, this rectangle, this is a mask. So if I go, oops. Okay, you can make shapes with the rectangle, but if you click on the layer, like this grass layer, and I go like this, it masks out your thing. And you can do the same thing with the pen tool. Yeah, cool. You got your text, you know how to use that. I've never used the brush tool once. Fuck, I've never used that in here either. Don't worry about the rest of it. The puppet tool, you could learn how to do that, but I'm not going to teach you how to do that. Anyways, okay, so those are your toolbars. That's all you have to really worry about. Masking is useful and grabbing this, and with the camera later you're gonna just hit the C button to use it. It's a lot easier if you remember to hit C for the camera button. So okay, anyways, let's move on. Here is your effects. This is like nice to have open because you could type in what things you need. You'll eventually learn the names of those things. But yeah, so let's go to grass. So right now as it is, if you hit this down arrow, you can hit C transform and you can see all the options you have with this layer. You can adjust the anchor point, which is like where the center dot thing is. Can't really see it too well. You can adjust the position of it. You can adjust the scale of it, how big it is. And you can do the rotation and opacity. Now, each of these have a shortcut. So like if I click on the layer, if I hit A, it shows the anchor point, P, position, S, scale, R, rotation, T, transparency. So anyways, right here, you only see this control for rotation. You can't like rotate it any other ways. But if you want to start working in 3D, there's this like 3D cube right here, and on the layer, you hit this cube. And then all these other rotation options should appear once you have like the rotation thing up, which is hitting the R button. And yeah, if you don't see this cube, there's this thing called toggle switch modes down here. Click that and it gives you different options. So, and if you click that, this is how you get like your, having layers on add, overlay, etc. So anyways, now that this is a 3D layer, I am going to want to rotate it to be a ground. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to type in -90. This is pretty important to do, just because you want it to be, at a right angle, flat, like on the ground, like ground is in real life. So, okay, your ground is chilling here now. What you could do is go to layer. Actually, fuck it. You could go up there and hit layer, or you could right click here, go to new, and it's sort of off screen, but camera. And here's this, so let's see, the millimeter, focal length, this is what you want to look at. Or, okay, so it's here and here. You want to go in between 50 or 35. Those are two good ones. I'll just go 50. And yeah, so earlier, C tool is how to get your camera options. Excuse me, shit. So if you see this symbol, it's like a circle and there's like a triangle on all four sides. That means you can move the camera around like this. If you see this where the arrows are just on the top and bottom, it's your zoom tool. If you get this camera, it's like an orbit thing, and if you get this, it's also an orbit thing. It's like the same as that tool. So anyways, I got this. And yeah, so for now, I guess I'll keep building the map just to teach more as we go along. So let's see. I'll get this guy in here. What else? Couple houses. Oh wait, this guy. This will be good to teach something that'll blow your fucking mind. Ooh, nice little clouds. And let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, why not? Let's get this guy. And I'm gonna look for a sky now. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get him. And alright, I'll just make the sky myself. Okay, so. Okay. Let's see. So I'm gonna make a little fence right here first. Gonna move this down. This is a 2D layer as it is, so I'm gonna hit the 3D switch. Now it's in 3D. And I am going to move it down. And it's hard to see it, so I'm gonna zoom in with the camera. Here we go. I was hitting C to get those camera options. And yeah, so when I'm putting things like on the ground, I want to make sure I start to see like the piece of the object going through the ground. That way I know it's like perfectly like planted on there. Now I'm going to show you guys a cool fucking tool. So let's say I want to extend this. I could hit Control D and duplicate the layer. Be like, yeah, I got this. Or I can go to the effects and presets right here, type in this special effect I need. This one in particular is called CC Repe Tile. I'm going to double click that. Oops. Okay, first make sure this is selected, your layer that you want, and then you can double click here. And then you see all this shit that says expand right, left, blah, blah, and voila. Fucking, you can tile shit as much as you want. This was like so awesome when I found this out. So yeah, gonna push that back. Oops, I have a second one of those. So yeah, this will be pushed back. Actually, I think I'm gonna bring this closer. And oops, I want to bring that back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. And ooh, another dandy trick I can teach. Wait, first I'm gonna reset my camera, see where I am. Okay. I like to have my camera like in its original position and make the map, you know, based on where that is, if that made sense. So okay, so here we are. Now I am going to duplicate this grass, excuse my language, or my whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. Alright, so what I'm about to do is behind this I'm gonna have like these tiles and right behind it. So one way I could do that is by, you know, throwing it in, rotating it as I did before, or an easier way to get things like kind of in a similar spot to something that you've already put down in your library is to duplicate it like I did. So I hit Control D to get the second, you know, grass image in the timeline. I'm gonna click this, make sure it's selected, hold the Alt button, then click on the tile, and then drag over and let go of the mouse right here. And what that did was it just threw the tile on the same exact spot as the grass. So now I know it's like perfectly even with this. So I'm going to scale this down quite a bit. And let's see. Yeah, make it smaller. Line this up. Alright, that's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna click this, double click the CC Repe tile. Another tip, when you click and drag, if you hold control and drag, it'll go like really slow. Like, see how much I'm moving this and how like little that is going. And if I click and hold shift and drag, like, see, I've barely moved it and it's already like way out there. So yeah, clicking and shifting and clicking helps a lot. So yeah, there we go. There's that. Then I'm going to, add these. I forgot to throw them in. I want to make this a 3D layer. Move this down. Push it back here. Alright. Where should I set this? So I have it on the grass, so I know it's on the ground. And I think I'm going to have this as a layer that's like up in the front. Yeah. Alright, looks pretty good. And, oops. I'm using shortcuts, by the way. This is H to move the hand up. Alright, cool. So, shit, I hope I'm not going too fast, or I may be forgetting to explain certain things. So, like, when... Alright, I'll just make sure I explain things if I'm not. But really, it's just, hitting, P and moving things into position and rotating them right and stuff. And see, if I hit the C tool for the camera and start moving things, you'll notice After Effects like does the parallax and everything on its own. So yeah, let's continue on with this map. Wait a minute, do these bushes fucking loop? I swear to fucking poop. CC Repe tile, expand left. They do loop. Holy shit, I didn't even know that. Okay, cool. So, yeah. And another thing you can do is the camera. If you go into camera options, there's actually a depth of field thing, and if you turn it on, I need to turn up the blur level, but see, it'll start like blurring things automatically. But anyways, that's kind of a bitch. I usually don't use it. I manually blur stuff, so I'll get this here, and then here I'll type in the blur I use. There's like multiple blurs in After Effects. I like using a fast blur. Blah blah. And yeah, so I'll hold control to go really tiny, and I'll just blur it a little like that. So yeah, cool. That works. Now, let's add the fucking houses. Okay. Here we go. Make it a 3D lit. Actually, this isn't... I need to find better house objects. Those houses are not meant to be, like, that close, if that makes sense. Yeah, those are supposed to be, like, further back. Okay. I think I could use all of these, maybe. Let's try it. Okay. Cool. Alright. V up. Alright, so I'm like looking for when this like hits the edge right here. Also, another thing I'm not really showing that you can do is right here where it says, I should explain this by the way. This is how far you're zoomed in. So like if this is like I'm fully zoomed in. This is like me being half zoomed in. This is the quality right here, which is important. Right now I'm working in full quality because there's not that many layers on my screen.